Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the MyES 10 to 13 Past Perfect Party. I hope you're well. I hope that you are staying safe, keeping yourselves entered down quarantine period. Maybe some of you have done some dancing and stuff on your balconies, like some people have over the past few evenings. If you want, it would be nice to say hello in the chat over on that left-hand side. Yeah, because it's always nice to have interaction and get you guys using the language as much as possible and not only listening and watching. It would be great. But there is a small delay between when you type and press send and when I see the message. So if I don't answer immediately, just wait a few seconds. I'll try and respond to everything that I see in the chat. First, let me introduce myself because some of you may be joining from across the country and not just from Milan. But my name is David. I am from South London in England. And yeah, I've been living in Milan for a year and a half. I teach at one of the Milan schools in Porto Romano. Yeah, really enjoy it, really good. So yeah, that's me. If you guys are here, type in the chat, let me know where you're from, what you do, and how you're passing the time in the quarantine. Could be fun to share some ideas. But today we are doing focus activity 10 to 13, past perfect party. Awesome. So in this focus activity, we are talking about the past perfect, of course, and we're using it to describe events. We're going to look at some party lingo. Lingo is an abbreviation, slang for language, vocabulary. We will be expressing regret or relief using if only and I wish. So talking about the past again. And then we will do a revision of the second and third conditionals to talk about the past, because that's what they're for. Awesome. Hi Sylvia, nice to see you from Rome. Awesome, awesome. It's nice to see that people are joining from across the country. Perfect, perfect. So here, my first question is about the past perfect. What is the structure of the past perfect? Do you know? Sylvia or anyone else watching, do you know what is the structure of the past perfect? For some of you, it might be, because this is quite a high level, 10 to 13, you guys should know it, or can you work it out from knowing present perfect? What is then past perfect? I'll give you a couple of seconds. Hopefully the messages are coming through. Perfect, Sylvia. Thank you very much. Exactly. The past perfect is the subject plus had plus past participle. So exactly the same as the present perfect, just have becomes had. Nice and simple. And when do we use it? When do we use the past perfect? You can probably use your knowledge of the present perfect to understand when we use the past perfect. So you could say, I had been on holiday. I had been eating dinner. Oh, past perfect continuous there. I had eaten dinner. When do we use the past perfect? Perfect, Sylvia. You are really on the ball there. But happened before another event. Careful of your typing there. We've got happened with an H. But yes, we have an event in the past, and before that event is another event, and we use the past perfect to talk about that. Wonderful, nice and simple. And then party lingo, we will talk about later as it comes up in the slides. But the second and third conditionals, when do we use the second conditional? When do we use the second conditional? Because we've got 4 conditionals at least with names. When do we use the second? We've got 0, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Perfect, Sylvia. You are great with this grammar today. This is a good one for you. So to express hypothetical situations. Perfect. Hypothetical situations. But careful again with your spelling there. It's hypothetical with a Y. H-Y-P. Perfect. Perfect. And then when do we use the third conditional? Perfect, Sylvia. Good correction there on your spelling, hypothetical. When do we use the third conditional? If the second is hypothetical. Perfect. Perfect, Sylvia. You are my perfect student to have for this lesson, knowing all of the answers to my questions already. Yes, the third conditional expresses regret. Perfect, Ilaria. Thank you for joining us as well. Using it for regrets. Awesome. Awesome. So today we will talk about events in the past using the past perfect, and then talking about hypothetical situations and regrets, possibly in the same situation, and how we can express these ideas with these 3 grammar structures: past perfect, second conditional, and third conditional. Awesome. So in terms of party lingo, the language is introduced in this focus, but guys do a focus activity at school. Normally you have a PDF to read first. If you want access to that PDF, I understand that you can call or speak to or email your consultant at school, your particular consultant at your school, and ask them for the PDF. So ask them for past perfect party. It will give you the grammar and the language for this focus, because it's a good one. It's nice to talk about events, especially expressing past ideas and past situations. And awesome, let's go. So here we have some questions to start off a little conversation. Have you ever had a bad party experience? What is the worst party you've ever been to? What happened? Do you like birthday parties? Have you ever woken up after being at a party the night before and not known where you were or how you got there? What did you do? Perfect. So guys, start typing your answers to these questions. I really want to hear your experiences of bad parties, and then we can talk about the way you could have changed them through the regrets of the third conditional, possibly using second. But awesome. I will answer these questions myself first. just to get the ball rolling. But yeah, start typing, tell us your stories. Have you ever had a bad party experience? What is the worst party you've ever been to? What happened? So yes, I have had a couple of bad party experiences. I once was the host of a barbecue back home in England, and the day of the barbecue, I hadn't checked the weather forecast. And so when it came to having the barbecue, it was terrible weather. It was raining. It was really, really bad. And most of my guests didn't show up, they didn't arrive. But it wasn't the worst party I've ever been to or ever hosted, because we brought the barbecue to the back door of my garden. So back door of my house to my garden, brought it to the back door. So I was inside cooking, but the barbecue was just outside my back door. And we had a good time. We had good food. We had lots to drink. It was okay. So it was a bad experience because of the weather. It wasn't a nice sunny day like it is today here in Milan, but we still enjoyed the party. Question 2. Do you like birthday parties? If not, how do you prefer? Guys, tell me, do you like celebrating birthday parties? Because I know that in general, Italians are very, very sociable. So I understand you guys always go out for dinners and have drinks and have big events for your birthdays. Many of my Italian friends do. But I'm a bit more introverted. I don't like big birthday parties. So, because I don't like big birthday parties, to celebrate, I will usually see 2 or 3 of my friends and maybe go to the theatre or the cinema or just for some drinks, just like a normal night out, some drinks, and maybe go to a club and go dancing, but nothing too elaborate, nothing too crazy or too extravagant, to be honest. And final question, have you ever woken up the night before and not known where you were or how you got there? What did you do? Yes, unfortunately, I have been in this situation. In England, sometimes we have this culture and we have this reputation of drinking a bit too much, perhaps, before when we go to a party, and then we lose control a little bit. So, yeah, when I was younger, that happened a few times. One time it happened when I was living in Australia, when I was 19, living in Australia. It was my friend's birthday. So we had a party, and then people went to the club afterwards. And then I woke up in someone's house, didn't know where I was. My phone was out of battery, it was dead, so I couldn't contact anyone. But thankfully, my friend to that house with me for the after party, and so I was with my friend and we were okay. Turns out we were only a 5-minute walk from my house, so it was easy. It was easy to fix. Cool. Ilaria, 3 years ago, I woke up in my room, but I didn't know how I got there. I was really drunk the night before, so I swore that I would never drink again, or never drink a lot again. Perfect. I like that story. I like that. But careful with your negative there. I swore that I would never drink a lot again. Perfect. And Sylvia, I don't like birthday parties. I prefer going out with some friends. Awesome. Me too. Me too. Just a nice sociable evening with close friends or family. Perfect. We're on the same page. I like it. Awesome. So, what type of party goer are you? So, this is the introduction of the party lingo on types of party goers. But my first question for you guys is, what is a party goer? Party goer. What is it? 4 syllables in that word. Usually 4-syllable words can be quite difficult to pronounce. I know when I'm speaking Italian, if a word has more than 3 syllables, it's very, very difficult. Who goes to parties? Yeah, it's about the people that go to parties. Yeah, but what specifically? What specifically about these people? Yeah, it's about people that people that go to parties, but so we're talking about their behavior. Perfect, Sylvia. The different kinds of people at a party. So yeah, those types of people that go to parties and their behavior. What do they do when they are at a party? Yeah. So do you drink too much? Do you not drink at all? Do you dance a lot? Do you not dance at all? Do you talk to everyone or do you talk to no one? That kind of thing. Perfect. So we have killjoy is a type of party goer. Do you guys know any other vocabulary or any other types of party goers? If number one, you can be a other types can be positive or it can be negative. It doesn't matter. Just let me know if you know any other vocabulary. Perfect, Ilaria. Yeah, that's a good one. Party animal. Definitely a party animal. Good. Good. Any others, Sylvia, or anyone else watching? If you've got any answers, please type them in. Dancer, yes, yes, but we've got a specific name for someone who likes dancing, which is a bit more extravagant, a bit more party animal. So let's go through them on the slide here because it's got all of the language for us. So we've got number one is killjoy. Number two, it's a wallflower. A wallflower. A party animal. Perfect, Ilaria. That's the one you told us. Clara, nice one. I like that. Party pooper. Very good one. That is another one on our list. Here, the next one. Good job. Good job. Dancing diva. Sylvia, this is the one that you mentioned. A dancer. We've got dancing diva. So it's someone that isn't a professional dancer, perhaps, but they do like dancing, and so they go a bit crazy on the dance floor. Pressure, and that's the language that we've got. So now we need to try and understand, what do they mean? What do they mean? Killjoy, wallflower, party animal, party pooper, dancing diva, and party crasher. Party crasher. For me, depending on the type of party I go to and how much I drink, become a bit of a dancing diva and a party animal. But what do they mean? Type in the comments. What do you think they mean? Any ideas, guys? Because they all arrive at once on here. So I want you guys to give me some answers on what do you think they mean before I give you all of the answers at one time. At one time. Remove party Party pooper. Perfect, Clara. Perfect. Party crasher, they are not invited. Remember that when we put the verb to be in negative, they are not invited. Ilaria, I think killjoy could mean someone who is upset when he goes to a party and tries to ruin the atmosphere. Perfect. Yes, it could be intentional. They try to ruin the atmosphere. Unintentional. They could do it by accident. They arrive and their personality is a bit strange and they bring down the energy. So perfect. Yeah, killjoy is someone who takes the energy away from the party. But party crasher, perfect. They are not invited. They are not invited. What about a wallflower? It's a bit more difficult, that one. Perfect, Sylvia. Perfect. You guys have just answered all of them wonderfully. So a killjoy, someone who deliberately spoils the enjoyment of others. A wallflower, a shy or secluded person. Party animal, a very gregarious and outgoing person who enjoys parties. Me. Except my birthday, that I prefer to be a bit more private. Perfect. Party pooper, a person who throws gloom over social enjoyment. So, and dancing diva, the center of attention on the dance floor. Perfect. And a party crasher, just as you said, Clara, someone who attends party and he or she wasn't invited. Oh, Clara, that's a very good question. Gregarious. What does that mean? What does gregarious mean for a party animal? What does gregarious mean? If anyone else can answer that, I will give you some time to answer that for Clara. What does gregarious mean? That's a very good question. Vocabulary is always very important. And I think at this level, in 10 to 13, you have most of the grammar and you've got it fixed in your brain. So vocabulary is the new introduction for most of these lessons, new thing introduced in most of these focuses and these lessons. But what does it mean, gregarious? So perfect, Sylvia. It means sociable. Exactly. Gregarious means sociable. Someone that likes going to parties, likes to spend time with lots of people, can talk to lots of people. Another name for this, we could say that someone is a social butterfly. Oops, my spelling is terrible. A social butterfly. Yeah. Someone that is very, very sociable and goes from person to person to person to talk to lots of people. And they have a good time when meeting. Very extroverted people. Wonderful. Wonderful. So for information, are you a killjoy? Are you a wallflower? Are you a party animal? Are you a party pooper? Are you a dancing diva or a party crasher? I'm not much of a party crasher. I usually only go to events if I'm invited. Otherwise, it's very rude, and I don't know if you get invited to any events in the future. Sometimes I am a wallflower because if I don't know many people at the party, it can be quite difficult for me to socialize, especially now I'm in Italy and my Italian doesn't exist. I'm not the most sociable person all of the time. But tell us about you. What kind of party goer are you? It'd be really great to know. Sylvia, I am exactly the same. Generally, I'm a wallflower, but when I drink a little bit more, I become a dancing diva. Me too, especially when I get to the club and I start dancing and good music comes on. Definitely become a dancing diva. Wonderful answer. Ilaria, I think I'm a party animal, but my ex-boyfriend is definitely a party crasher. We met at my birthday party, but he wasn't invited. Cool. So it's a good way to meet people if they're a party crasher. That's awesome. Awesome. But cool. If you're a party animal, so you like to celebrate a lot. Nice. Nice. Clara, how about a party goer are you? I want to hear more about that story where your ex-boyfriend came to your party. Would be a good opportunity to use past perfect and some conditional sentences later in the focus, because we can get more details coming out. But perfect. Let's go. So here, a party disaster. Connor held a surprise party for Lewis, but it was a total disaster. Match the problems with what happened. Match the problems with what happened. Clara, you're a party animal. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Everyone likes a party. So yeah, we can keep partying every evening, I guess, on our balconies. If it's happening in your town, people are flashing torches, playing music. Keep it going in this quarantine. We've got the problem and what happened because of that problem. So, number one, not many guests. Number two, no birthday cake. Number three, nothing to drink. Number four, no presents. Number five, no music. And number six, no new clothes to wear. Oh, that's not a good one. I definitely always like to wear new clothes when I go to a party. Perfect. A, I didn't go grocery shopping. B, I forgot to send invitations. C, didn't go to the shop. D, had an accident. E, the bakery was closed. And F, tell people it was my birthday, or didn't tell people it was my birthday. Perfect. So Ilaria and Sylvia straight in there. Perfect. One is B, not many guests because I forgot. Both of you, perfect. No birthday cake. The bakery was closed. Ilaria, straight in there. Number three, nothing to drink. Didn't go grocery shopping. Terrible. This is very bad planning for a party. Number four, F, no presents. Didn't tell people it was my birthday. Number five, no music. Perfect, Ilaria. The DJ had an accident. And no new clothes to wear. Of course, very difficult. Last one, didn't go to the shop. Perfect, perfect. So wonderful. These are our party disasters, and Ilaria and Sylvia, thank you very much. We matched them up perfectly, nice and quickly. But here, guys, we need to pay attention. Are we going to use the past? So if we create the full sentence for number one, you would say, there wasn't many guests because I forgot to send invitations. Would you use the past simple there, or would we use a different tense? There wasn't many guests because. Would we use the past simple in the second half? Perfect, Clara. That is wonderful. Because the party is now in the past, there wasn't many guests. We need to take another step back into our past perfect. I had forgotten to send invitations before the party. So it's two steps in past. Wonderful. Let's do that for all of these sentences just to get that past perfect really secure under our belt. There was no birthday cake. Or we didn't have a birthday cake. Ilaria, if I said he has nothing to drink because he didn't go to the supermarket, would it be the same of grocery shop? Yes, Ilaria, very good question. Grocery, usually more common is grocery store. Grocery store, because it's American. Grocery store is American, and supermarket we definitely use in Britain. Maybe they use supermarket in America as well, but they call it grocery shopping in America and food shopping in the UK. So I'll type that out for you. Grocery slash UK food shopping. Perfect. Very good question there. Very good question. Grocery shopping is food shopping in the UK. So we didn't have a birthday cake. Can we put that? Perfect. Because the bakery had been closed. Oh, that's a good example of the past perfect passive, Sylvia. Very, very good. But also you can say the bakery had closed. Perfect. There was nothing to drink. There was nothing to drink. Ilaria, he had nothing to drink because he didn't go to the supermarket, or because he, 2 steps in the past, nothing to drink because. What do you reckon, guys? He hadn't gone because. Oh, sorry, he had nothing to drink because. Perfect. He hadn't gone to the grocery store. He hadn't gone to the grocery store. Perfect. No presents. He didn't get any presents because. This is a wonderful practice of our past participles. Very good practice of past participles. Hadn't gone to the grocery store. Or he didn't get any presents. Vinery, Clara? The vinery? A wine shop in English we would call a winery. Careful of your spelling on that one. We grow the grapes for wine on a vineyard, the vineyard, but then when it becomes wine, it's a wine shop, winery, because they sell wine. But perfect. Yeah, the winery had been too far. No presents. Perfect, Clara. He hadn't told people it was a birthday party. No music. There was no music because. Because but it was his birthday. Hi, Alice. Welcome. Welcome to the webinar. We're just practicing our past perfect at the moment. No music because. He had no music because. Wonderful, Ilaria. The DJ had had an accident. Perfect, Sylvia as well. The DJ had had an accident. So guys, don't be scared of repetition in this situation, because had is the same in the past simple and in the past participle. So we've got had. DJ had had an accident. Sometimes it can feel funny saying it, especially if it's new to learn, but remember you've got your H pronunciation, because the DJ had an accident. Good job. And then last one, no new clothes because. No new clothes because why do we think he had no new clothes? Because he perfect, because he hadn't gone to the shop. Perfect. And Clara as well, perfect. He hadn't gone to the shop. But guys, I want you to pay attention here with our past participle of go. We've got two choices on the past participle of go. One, yeah, is gone. The of go. What are the other is the other past participle of go? So we've got gone, and there's another one. Gone or been. Perfect, Sylvia. Perfect, Clara. And what's the difference between been and gone? What's the difference with been versus gone? You guys were nice and quick with that one. Please tell me the difference nice and quickly. It would be great. It would be really, really great. Been versus gone. Nothing to drink because he hadn't been grocery shopping. And there was nothing to wear because he hadn't been to the shop. Perfect, Sylvia. Aren't come back. I prefer that in the present perfect. He hadn't, or you haven't come back. Perfect. Gone, you haven't come back. Been equals return trip. Gone equals one way trip. Yeah. And so because these are journeys or trips to the shop, you're going to return from the shop. You have an intention to return. Even though it's negative, he didn't go. It just sounds a bit better in using been, always the intention to return. There was no new clothes to wear because he hadn't been to the shop. There was nothing to drink because he hadn't been grocery shopping. Awesome. Awesome. Really good job, guys. That's good work. So moving on here. Imagine you are Connor. Write about or type in the chat a birthday party. Use the past simple tense to talk about the problems and the past perfect and explain what happened. What else might have gone wrong? So there wasn't many guests because he'd forgotten to send out the invitations. You did it perfectly. So now I want you to talk about your events, anything that happened in your past. What disastrous parties have you been to? But first, some more vocabulary for you. Can you think of synonyms for the word disastrous? Can you think of synonyms for the word disastrous? I'll give you some time to think about that and to type it into the chat. Can you think of synonyms for the word disastrous? A mess. Perfect. Yeah. Sylvia, you could say I had a party the other day, but it was a mess. Yeah, it was disastrous. Another good one, Sylvia. Awful. I had a party the other day and it was awful. Damages. Clara, no. Damages doesn't really fit for disastrous. Oh, Ilaria, I like that one. Catastrophic. Catastrophic. Very good one. Very good spelling as well. Catastrophic. Cool. So we've got some synonyms here. We've got catastrophic, ruinous. Clara, perfect. Ruinous is on here as well. Good job. Tragic, devastating, harmful, detrimental, calamitous, dire, shocking, dreadful, unfortunate, injurious, appalling, grievous, cataclysmic, inauspicious, unfavorable, awful, good one from Sylvia there, ravaging, adverse, and ill-fated. So some of these are more heavy and more catastrophic, ruinous, and cataclysmic, quite heavy, quite serious ones. And then some of them are a bit more light, not so terrible. You'd say unfortunate, unfavorable, yeah, harmful. Perfect, perfect. And now here. What would you do in each of these disastrous situations? Remember, guys, I'm going to go back to this vocabulary. Remember here, to remember this vocabulary, you can either take a screenshot to help you remember it and make sure you use it in the future, or you can speak to your consultant and try and ask it them for the PDF. I'm sure everyone is working at home at the moment, so yeah, get the PDF from them and they can give you the vocabulary on there. Wonderful. So here, we are using our second questions. Answer these situations, sorry. So how would you feel if these situations happened or had happened to you? Some of these could be quite hypothetical, or some of these could be talking about a past situation that you have been in. So as you see fit, as you prefer, choose between the second conditional or the third conditional. Perfect. You are at a wedding and accidentally fall into the cake. What would you do? Can you tell me in the second or third conditional? You are at a wedding and accidentally fall into the cake. What would you do? Second conditional fits better here. So we want if plus past simple, comma plus would infinitive. So if I was at a wedding and I accidentally fell into the cake, I would be very embarrassed. That's how I would feel. And what would I do? I would run home, definitely. Ilaria, I organized a surprise for my best friend's birthday, but my friend came back home earlier than I expected and all the guests were be seen by her. Perfect, Sylvia, for the answer to the cake. I would be mortified. Awesome. But Ilaria, careful on that one. My friend came back home earlier than I expected, and all the guests were being seen by her. You could have that in the active. She saw all the guests, or all the guests, if you keep it passive, had been seen. Oh, were seen by her. Perfect. So you've got the active. She saw all the guests, or the passive. All the guests were seen. Perfect. We don't need the double use of the verb to be, were and been. But cool. I would be mortified. I like that answer to falling in the wedding cake. That's a very good one. But remember, I want the full second conditional for I would be mortified if I fell in the cake. Cool. You are in a canoe on the lake and your oars fall in the water. Oh, strange word in there. Oars. What are oars? The pronunciation is exactly the same as oar, meaning tea or coffee. Oar. What is an oar? Used on a canoe in the water. Ilaria, I like that one. If I fell into a wedding cake, I would eat it all. Really good one. Just eat through the terrible situation. I love it. You're in a canoe and you're on the lake and your oars fall in the water. What are oars? Not such common vocabulary. Lots of vocabulary in this lesson. What are oars? Perfect, Sylvia. Row is the verb. You use the oar to row or to paddle when you're in a canoe. It's the object you use to row. Perfect, Sylvia. Really good job. Oars are the tools that you use for moving. Perfect, Ilaria. Both of you, wonderful answer. So tell me, in the complete phrase with the second conditional, you are in a canoe on the lake and you're water. What would you do? What would you do? If I was in a canoe and my oars fell in the water, I would. I would. I don't know. Tell me, what would you do? What would you do? I would use my hands to paddle back to the edge, to paddle back to the edge, or paddle to my oars, to paddle. Perfect. I'll type that in there, to paddle. If I was in a canoe and my oars fell in the water, I would use my arms. Perfect, Sylvia. The same as me. I would dive to get them. Perfect. We need a preposition in there. I would dive in to get them. I would dive in to get them. Awesome. Very good answer. But some vocabulary. When you use your hands like this, it means to paddle. To paddle. Perfect. And we have time for one more. One more. You have just missed the bus home with an armful of groceries. So remember, think back before, grocery shopping was food shopping. So groceries means food. You've been to the supermarket, you've got an armful of food, and you've just missed the bus. If I were in a canoe and my oars fell, I would cry and call my friends because I would be very scared. Oh, Ilaria, at least you can call your friends to come and help you. That would be very, very good. I'm sorry that you'd be scared. But this last one, tell me, and then we've got to go. A home full of groceries. Oh, I noticed that we've got the present perfect in that first part. Does that change anything to your structure? Perfect. If I missed the bus, the last bus, I would go home by feet. Ooh, by feet. That's the one irregular trans. So we need to change that. But your go home is perfect. Don't worry. I would go home on foot. Go home on foot. Careful that one. I would ask for a ride. I would ask for a ride. Good one, Clara. If I had just missed the bus home with an armful of groceries, I would probably call a taxi. And then all stress is gone. You can just relax in a taxi. But perfect, guys. We have to finish there. We have hit the 15-minute mark, and we need to let the other people come on for their webinar. So really good to see you guys. Thank you so much for your interaction. It really makes a big difference when you join in. It makes it so much more fun, and you guys actually get to use the language. So it's great. It's like being in the classroom. But wonderful. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you soon. I have a few 10 to 13 focuses this week, about 4 or 5. So I'm sure I will see you soon. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your afternoon.